Well, right now, action on Capitol Hill on North Korea. Lawmakers on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee digesting a top-secret briefing on Kim Jong-un. Meantime, this happening as President Trump prepares for a visit from the new president of South Korea tomorrow. And joining us now is Anthony Ruggiero. He is a senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and he also worked at the Treasury and the State Departments combating terrorist and WMD financing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start off first talking about the new president of South Korea, President Moon. He was just elected, back in May. What do we know about him? I know he's a liberal, correct?
That's right, and it's an interesting question of which President Moon is going to come to town. Is it the one that recently has been talking tough about North Korea, or is it the one that has people in his administration that illegally went to North Korea, provided North Korea bribes, all in the name of engagement, and it clearly didn't work. So it's going to be interesting to see which President Moon comes to town.
Yeah, he's spoken out in favor. He was a proponent of something called the sunshine policy, which is based on a fable between the wind and the sun and something like that. The sun gently warms the traveler and he succeeds. So it's supposed to be that a gentle approach is what is needed. And that's what he has said he thinks is needed with North Korea.
That's right. I mean, Sunshine 2.0 is what people have started calling it. But the thing that we do know about it is that it failed. It did not work. I mean, all these economic inducements to North Korea, all that it really produced is a more dangerous North Korea. And so, engagement is important, but it's not the only approach. And I think the Trump administration looking at, or more increased sanctions is the right way to go.
And then what happened to Otto Warmbier obviously will have some play into the discussions that they have.
That's right. I mean, I think, North Korea, treats its own citizens inhumanely. I mean, they have 100,000 of its own citizens that are subjected to torture or hard labor. And now, unfortunately, North Korea may have started to use that against our own citizens that are held by them. There's at least 3 Americans that are still being held by North Korea. All they want to do is use them as bargaining chips. They want to get a high-level U.S. official to go there and negotiate their release. I mean, that's why Congress really should be prohibiting travel.
And also disagreement over the American anti-missile system that has been deployed to South Korea.
That's right, and I think the anti-missile system, it certainly protects South Korea, but it protects American troops on the peninsula too. And I think the South Korean president, a successful summit will have him pledging to fully deploy that missile defense system.
So he's also met with the leader of China. He's met with the leader of Japan. This is his first visit. Do you think he takes offense that he hasn't been here already?
Well, President Moon, was just elected, and I think that he's getting the White House treatment. It sounds like he'll get a dinner with the president. So I think there's some diplomatic equivalency there.
But no golf. He won't be out on the golf course.
Right. He's not going to Mar-a-Lago. That's correct. But I think the question here is, both of those summits, the end point was they were deemed as successful when they ended, but especially when it came to China, I think that was a lot of smoke and mirrors, and the Chinese are not doing what they need to do. And so hopefully there'll be some tough discussions, at least in private.
Yeah, I was reading that President Moon had sent some emissaries here in advance to find out how he could deal with President Trump and gain his favor. So we will certainly see what happens. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.